Magandang umaga, mga minamahal kong kamag-aral. Today, it brings me so much joy to present the country where my mom and dad came from, the Philippines. Made up of 7,107 islands, the Philippines is located on the Pacific Rim of Southeast Asia. Its total area is 111,830 square miles. Among the 7,107 islands, only 2,000 of them are inhabited. The Philippines is divided into three major groups of islands, namely Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. Luzon is represented by the color red and where the country's capital, Manila, is located. The green is Visayas and the blue is Mindanao. The population of the Philippines is over 100 million. The Philippine flag tells the story of independence. The blue stripes symbolizes the willingness to sacrifice oneself for freedom, peace, truth, and justice. The red stripe represents courage, patriotism, and valor. The white triangle represents liberty, equality, and fraternity. Inside the white triangle is the sun with 8 rays that represents the 8 provinces that revolted against the Spaniards. The 3 stars accounts for the 3 major groups of islands, Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. The country's national anthem is Lupang Hinirang, or Chosen Land. What type of government does the Philippines have? The Philippines has a republic form of government wherein power is equally divided among its 3 branches: executive, legislative, and judiciary. The president is the administrator of the land. Philippine economy is one of the fastest growing economies in Southeast Asia. Industries like textiles, pharmaceuticals, chemicals, wood products, agricultural products like rice, corn, sugarcane, fish, pork, and export products like electronic equipments, garments, and coconut products are the sources of their economy. Everywhere in the world, you will definitely find Filipinos. By the way, the people from the Philippines are called Filipinos. They are overseas Filipino workers, or OFWs. Their money remittances greatly contribute to the Philippines economy. The Philippine culture, as colorful and lively as it is a mixture of Eastern and Western cultures. Their customs and traditions are strongly influenced by its colonized past, like the Spaniards and Americans. Roman Catholicism, brought by Spaniards, heavily influenced their culture. Fiestas, or festivals, is part of the Filipino culture. They have more than a dozen festivals. Each city or town has at least one local fiesta of its own, usually the feast of the patron saint. Manapo, Harana, and Bayanihan are some examples of their traditions. Manapo, or Bagmamano, is a gesture holding parents' or elders' hand, putting it on your forehead, and bowing your head at the same time, which is a sign of respect. Harana, or serenade, is an old Filipino court tradition when men introduce themselves to a woman by singing underneath her window at night. Bayanihan means helping out one's neighbor as a community and doing a task together, thus lessening the workload and making the job easier. Here are some examples of festivals in the Philippines. They do street dancing. It's lively and colorful. Here's a picture of a boy doing mano to his grandma, and the other one is a picture of how Harana is. Here in this picture, you can see the spirit of Bayanihan. Filipinos love to eat. They cook varieties of food influenced by the Western, Spanish, Pacific Islander, and neighboring Asian countries. Rice is the basis of of their diet. From breakfast, lunch, and dinner, Filipinos can't get away from rice. They love rice. Here's an example of a pork dish called lechon. It is a whole roasted pig cooked over charcoal, and they of course eat it with rice. Their food is interesting. In this slide is their national clothing. Barong Tagalog for men and Barong Saya for women. I am wearing a Barong Tagalog. Though they wear casual and modern clothing in their everyday life, they wear Barong Tagalog and Barong Saya on special occasions like weddings, special meetings, or gathering, political assemblies, and other special events. This slide contains historical figures. On the left is the Dr. Jose Rizal monument. He is the Philippines' national hero. He fought during Spanish colonial periods for his rights. The Rizal monument, which contains the mortal remains of Dr. Jose Rizal, is located in Manila. He was executed here by a firing squad under orders of the Spanish colonial authorities on December 30, 1896. The other picture on the right is the People Power Monument, which symbolizes the People Power Revolution that happened in 1986 to battle against the dictatorship and corrupt governance of the late former President Ferdinand Marcos. It was a series of peaceful and nonviolent street demonstrations that aid in restoring democracy. Here are artifacts about the Philippines. The Philippines has more than 170 languages spoken, but Tagalog and English are the two official languages of the country. Most Filipinos are conversing in English because they are taught English from a very young age. The Philippines is a tropical nation which is warm all year round. It consists of two seasons, the wet and the dry season. The dry season is from December to May, and the wet season during the months of June to November. About 85% of the population's religion is Roman Catholic. 10% of the population comprise of other Christians and other religions. 5% of the population are Muslims. According to the CIA fact book and the Pew Research Center, the Philippines is the third country with the largest number of Catholics. Filipinos observe the world's longest Christmas season. You can feel the spirit of Christmas starting from September, where you hear Christmas carols, and ends January after the celebration of the Three Kings. The Philippines is the only country in the world whose flag is hoisted upside down when the country is at war. And here is one example of the Philippine flag at the time of war. Looks pretty. Here are my sources. And of course they use Google Images and Papa and Mama. Thank you for listening. Does anybody have a question that I can answer?